Malaysia is more than just a beautiful Southeast Asian nation. It's a country that other nations simply can't do without. Known for its rich culture, booming economy, and prime location, Malaysia has built powerful bonds with countries worldwide. From vital trade partnerships to shared cultural ties, Malaysia has formed connections that go far beyond the ordinary, bringing mutual benefits and deep alliances. Curious to know which countries rely on Malaysia and why? Here are 12 nations that have forged lasting, essential connections with this dynamic country. Let's dive in. But wait, before we dive fully into this, take 2 seconds and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on our future amazing content. And hit the like button. 12 countries that love Malaysians. These countries cannot do without Malaysia. You will be surprised. 1. China. A powerhouse partnership. The partnership between China and Malaysia is a compelling blend of economic power and cultural synergy that extends beyond typical trade relations. Malaysia is a key player in China's vast manufacturing sector, supplying electronics, semiconductors, and essential resources like palm oil, which are crucial in fueling the world's second-largest economy. Malaysian exports help drive China's bustling industries, from high-tech electronics to daily consumer appliances. In return, Chinese demand stimulates Malaysia's agricultural and industrial sectors, creating a robust economic cycle beneficial to both. Beyond trade, this bond is brought to life by the constant flow of tourists and expatriates. Chinese tourists are enchanted by Malaysia's cultural diversity and natural beauty, with bustling cities like Kuala Lumpur, serene rainforests, and idyllic beaches offering something unique to explore. Every year, the Chinese-Malaysian community plays a major role in celebrating festivals like the Chinese New Year and the Lantern Festival, not only in maintaining their traditions, but in inviting Malaysians of all backgrounds to join in. This cultural connection strengthens the bond, creating an unbreakable link that goes beyond economic ties. In many ways, this partnership represents the best of Asia's diverse yet interconnected societies, where trade and tradition harmoniously unite. 2. Singapore. Economic and geographical kinship. The relationship between Malaysia and Singapore is not only defined by economic and geographical proximity, but also by a shared history that intertwines their futures. Once part of the same country, Malaysia and Singapore have developed into 2 economically interdependent powerhouses, each complementing the other's strengths. Malaysia's supply of natural resources, like water and natural gas, is vital to Singapore's highly urbanized population, while Singapore's financial sector channels substantial investments into Malaysia, driving its economic growth. This synergy creates a mutual reliance that only strengthens with time. Perhaps nothing encapsulates their bond better than the Johor-Singapore Causeway, a bridge that is more than a road. Every day, it becomes a vital artery of movement, where thousands cross between the 2 nations for work, leisure, and family. Singaporeans seeking respite from city life often head to Malaysia's resorts, lush countryside, and coastal getaways. On the flip side, Malaysians flock to Singapore's world-renowned urban attractions, sophisticated shopping districts, and cultural festivals. These daily exchanges sustain a rhythm of cooperation and coexistence that makes this bond between 2 neighbors feel timeless, resilient even amid the occasional political ebb and flow. Together, Malaysia and Singapore represent a partnership that's economic, social, and deeply personal. 3. Japan. A strategic economic ally. Japan's partnership with Malaysia is one of dynamic economic interplay and rich cultural exchange, a testament to Japan's confidence in Malaysia as a strategic partner in Southeast Asia. Japanese corporations are deeply rooted in Malaysia's electronics, automotive, and machinery sectors, often forming the backbone of Malaysian exports. Japanese companies depend on Malaysia's skilled labor and resources to produce components that are crucial to their global operations. Malaysia's industries, particularly in electronics, are critical in supplying Japan's high-tech needs, creating an interdependency that benefits both economies. The cultural exchange between Japan and Malaysia is equally vibrant. Japanese pop culture has found a home in Malaysia, with anime, music and fashion captivating Malaysian youth and fostering a cultural bridge that feels both modern and close-knit. Japanese influences appear in everything from fashion to food, making Japan's cultural footprint visible in Malaysian daily life. This bond is also reflected in tourism, as Malaysians eagerly visit Japan for its temples, cherry blossoms, and advanced urban landscapes, while Japanese visitors are drawn to Malaysia's natural scenery and multicultural heritage. Together, Japan and Malaysia share a connection that's economic, cultural, and deeply respectful, showcasing how two nations can bridge geographic distances through mutual admiration and shared goals. 4. Saudi Arabia, a model of Islamic collaboration. Malaysia and Saudi Arabia share an exceptional partnership anchored in Islamic values and cooperation, particularly in the fields of finance and religious tourism. Malaysia has set a global standard in Islamic finance, and Saudi Arabia, as the heart of the Islamic world, sees Malaysia as a model of modern Islamic governance and finance. This collaboration has led to the creation of Sharia-compliant financial products, enhancing both nations' economies and setting a blueprint for other countries seeking to enter the halal financial market. The connection is deepened by religious tourism. Every year, thousands of Malaysians make the pilgrimage to Mecca and Medina, fulfilling a sacred duty that forges a spiritual bond between the two nations. Conversely, Saudi visitors to Malaysia find a country that not only shares their religious beliefs, but also caters to their needs with an array of halal-certified hotels, restaurants, and facilities. Malaysia's halal certification is globally respected, making Malaysian halal products popular in Saudi Arabia and further enhancing their trade relationship. This partnership between Malaysia and Saudi Arabia goes beyond diplomacy or economics. It's a relationship founded on faith and mutual respect, a model for how Islamic nations can uplift each other while creating prosperous, globally recognized standards in finance, tourism, and cultural exchange. 5. Australia. Education and trade connections. Australia and Malaysia share a special connection forged through a robust mix of educational, trade, and diplomatic ties. The relationship between these two nations truly blossoms in education, where Australia has become a second home for thousands of Malaysian students. Cities like Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane host a thriving Malaysian student community, creating lifelong bonds through universities that serve as melting pots for knowledge, culture, and ideas. These students aren't just there for degrees. They're ambassadors of Malaysian culture, bringing their food, language, and traditions to campus life and beyond, enriching the multicultural fabric of Australia. Beyond academics, Australia's agricultural exports, such as wheat, beef, and dairy products, have a steady market in Malaysia, filling grocery shelves and fueling local businesses. In return, Malaysia's exports, palm oil, electronics, and rubber, are essentials in the Australian manufacturing and consumer sectors, from the raw materials that go into everyday products to the electronics that Australians rely on. On the diplomatic front, the two countries stand side by side in the ASEAN-Australia dialogue, addressing critical issues that span regional security, economic development, and environmental conservation. Their shared values, openness, resilience, and mutual respect make this relationship not just a trade or education partnership, but a shared vision of stability and progress for the Asia-Pacific region. 6. Indonesia. A cultural and economic neighbor, few countries share the deep-seated cultural, linguistic, and spiritual ties that Indonesia and Malaysia do. These two neighboring nations are intertwined not just by geography, but by a shared heritage that spans centuries. Their linguistic similarity allows for an unspoken understanding, as Bahasa Malaysia and Bahasa Indonesia resonate closely, making communication effortless and culturally rich. This closeness is reflected in festivals celebrated across borders, such as Hari Raya Idul Fitri, where both nations come together in a shared celebration of tradition, faith, and family. The economic relationship is equally profound, with Indonesians contributing significantly to Malaysia's workforce in industries like construction, agriculture, and domestic services. Malaysian society relies on these hardworking individuals, whose contributions bolster the economy and help drive infrastructure and service sectors. Meanwhile, Indonesian families benefit from the remittances sent home, funding education, housing, and community growth, strengthening the bond between the two nations on both personal and economic levels. Tourism flows both ways too, with Malaysians seeking the idyllic beaches of Bali and the cultural treasures of Yogyakarta, while Indonesians flock to Malaysia's bustling cities, shopping havens, and serene beaches. This dynamic is more than just travel. It's a constant exchange that deepens mutual understanding and respect, reminding each nation of the rich, shared heritage that connects them in a way that goes beyond borders or politics. 7. India. A historic and cultural partnership, the relationship between India and Malaysia is like a tapestry woven with threads of history, culture, and commerce. This partnership isn't simply built on trade. Though trade is significant, with India supplying textiles, pharmaceuticals, and spices to Malaysia, while Malaysia provides rubber, electronics, and palm oil to India. It's a connection deeply enriched by a shared past and cultural resonance that's as lively today as it was centuries ago. The Indian community in Malaysia, primarily Tamil in heritage, has infused Malaysian society with vibrant celebrations, languages, and cuisine. Festivals like Diwali bring a beautiful spectacle of lights, traditions, and joy, celebrated with fervor and recognized as a national holiday in Malaysia. The food scene, too, is colored by this partnership, with dishes like roti canai and nasi kandar becoming quintessentially Malaysian, while remaining rooted in Indian culinary tradition. This cultural influence extends beyond festivities and food. It permeates Malaysian art, music, and cinema, creating a cultural kinship that resonates with both countries. Diplomatically, India and Malaysia engage in regional dialogues through ASEAN and other international forums, collaborating on global issues from climate change to technological development. This multifaceted connection is not only about the past or present, but about building a future where both countries thrive together in mutual prosperity. Oh, and by the way, I know you're liking this video already. Go ahead right now and show me some love by hitting the like button. Done? Alright, let's continue. 8. United Arab Emirates, UAE. A financial and tourism partner. Malaysia and the UAE share a bond that's as financially strategic as it is culturally enriching. Malaysia's renowned Islamic finance sector has become a beacon for UAE investors who look to Malaysia's expertise in Sharia-compliant financial products, such as sukuk, Islamic bonds, and halal industry certifications. This isn't just about financial transactions. It's a shared commitment to ethical finance that aligns with Islamic principles, strengthening the economic relationship while fostering mutual respect and admiration. Trade flows smoothly between the two countries, with Malaysia exporting high-demand products like palm oil, electronics, and halal-certified foods to the UAE, and in return, the UAE supplies Malaysia with petroleum, chemicals, and machinery, essential for Malaysia's industries and infrastructure. This synergy fuels both economies, creating jobs, building wealth, and strengthening ties between the nations. Tourism, too, flourishes between the two. Emirati tourists are drawn to Malaysia's lush landscapes, serene beaches, and luxury resorts, finding in Malaysia a place where Islamic heritage meets Southeast Asian hospitality. In turn, Malaysians visiting the UAE marvel at Dubai's futuristic skyline, Abu Dhabi's cultural landmarks, and the lavish shopping experiences. For both Emirati and Malaysian travelers, these journeys are more than just vacations. They are immersive experiences that deepen cultural understanding and enrich personal connections across borders. 9. United Kingdom. A lasting connection from colonial roots. The relationship between Malaysia and the United Kingdom is complex and steeped in a long shared history that extends well beyond political boundaries. This connection traces back to the colonial period when British influence shaped much of Malaysia's legal, educational, and administrative foundations. Today, echoes of this shared past still resonate, creating a cultural and diplomatic bridge between the two nations. A unique bond lies in the realm of education, where the UK's elite institutions like Oxford, Cambridge, and Imperial College London have become prestigious destinations for thousands of Malaysian students. These graduates return to Malaysia with both knowledge and a deep appreciation for British culture, carrying forward the UK's influence in fields like business, law, and government. This robust alumni network strengthens diplomatic ties, as many of Malaysia's business and political leaders maintain lifelong connections with the UK, often visiting and even collaborating on bilateral projects that promote economic growth and technological exchange. On the economic front, trade has become a cornerstone of the relationship, with the UK importing Malaysian electronics, palm oil, and tropical goods, while exporting high-tech machinery, pharmaceuticals, and financial services. As the UK navigates post-Brexit trade realignments, Malaysia remains a promising partner in Southeast Asia, and the two countries are exploring new trade agreements that aim to increase bilateral investments and facilitate smoother exchanges of goods. This relationship, marked by mutual respect and a deep-rooted understanding, continues to evolve and flourish, illustrating a blend of tradition and innovation that cements the UK's place as a cherished partner for Malaysia. 10. Thailand. Close neighbors with shared cultural roots. The connection between Malaysia and Thailand is more than just geographical. It's cultural, historical, and deeply personal. Sharing a lengthy border, these two countries enjoy a vibrant exchange of goods, people, and ideas that date back centuries, when trade routes first brought their cultures together. Over time, this bond has grown richer, with both nations sharing similar values, traditions, and even religious practices, particularly in the Buddhist and Islamic communities along the border. Trade between Malaysia and Thailand is thriving, with both countries benefiting from a steady flow of products, including electronics, rubber, textiles, and agricultural goods. This economic collaboration is a testament to their mutual reliance and neighborly respect, as businesses on both sides leverage their unique resources to support each other's industries. Border towns like Hat Yai and Songkhla in Thailand and Kelantan and Perlis in Malaysia are bustling centers of trade, where local markets and customs zones enable goods and services to move fluidly, creating economic growth and fostering community ties. Tourism is another pillar of this relationship, with Malaysians and Thais crossing borders for leisure, shopping, and cultural exploration. Malaysians love visiting Thailand's bustling city streets, serene beaches, and cultural sites, while Thai tourists flock to Malaysia's cities, rainforests, and festivals. This consistent movement of people has built a profound sense of kinship between the two nations, making Malaysia and Thailand more than just neighbors. They are close allies in a region where collaboration and shared heritage hold immense value. 11. South Korea. Growing influence in trade and pop culture. The relationship between Malaysia and South Korea has blossomed over the past few decades, driven by mutual respect, dynamic trade, and a cultural exchange that captivates both nations. South Korea's rise as a global technological and cultural powerhouse has found a willing partner in Malaysia, which imports South Korean electronics, automobiles, and advanced machinery to fuel its own industries. In return, South Korea depends on Malaysian exports like rubber, palm oil, and other raw materials that are integral to Korean manufacturing processes, particularly in the production of consumer goods and cosmetics. But beyond trade, there is a cultural renaissance taking place between Malaysia and South Korea. The Korean wave, or Hallyu, has swept across Malaysia, with Korean music, television dramas, and fashion gaining passionate fan bases. Malaysian youth, in particular, have embraced K-pop and Korean dramas, which they view as relatable, modern, and highly entertaining. This shared love for Korean culture has led to a steady stream of tourists, with Malaysians visiting South Korea's urban landmarks and scenic spots, while South Koreans explore Malaysia's tropical landscapes and diverse culture. This cultural fascination goes deeper than mere entertainment. It fosters an emotional bond that brings both nations closer. Language institutes, Korean restaurants, and cultural festivals celebrating K-pop and Korean traditions have sprung up across Malaysia, creating communities that bridge the gap between these two distant countries. The cultural synergy between Malaysia and South Korea is more than a trend. It's a movement that strengthens diplomatic and economic ties and fosters a friendship built on admiration and shared dreams. 12. The Philippines, a bond of shared ASEAN goals and trade. Malaysia and the Philippines share a bond that goes beyond mere trade, grounded in their commitment to regional cooperation and a shared vision for a prosperous Southeast Asia. As founding members of ASEAN, both countries actively collaborate on various economic, environmental, and security issues, promoting stability and growth across the region. This diplomatic alignment has fostered a sense of unity and trust, which is only further cemented by their economic interdependence. Trade between Malaysia and the Philippines is vital for both economies, with Malaysia exporting essential goods like palm oil, electronics, and machinery, while the Philippines provides Malaysia with agricultural products, electronics, and manpower. This trade partnership has led to mutual growth, as industries in both countries benefit from the goods and services exchanged. The Philippine-Malaysian Business Council is one of the many initiatives that have emerged, encouraging businesses on both sides to collaborate, invest, and innovate for the collective benefit of the region. Tourism also strengthens this connection, as Filipinos are drawn to Malaysia's diverse cities and scenic landscapes, while Malaysians visit the Philippines' beautiful beaches and historical sites. Beyond economic and touristic ties, Malaysia and the Philippines share cultural similarities, from language nuances to food preferences, which create a sense of familiarity and kinship between the people. This camaraderie, built on common values and mutual respect, continues to drive cooperation on issues like climate action and humanitarian assistance, reflecting a commitment to growth that benefits both nations and the broader ASEAN community. In conclusion, Malaysia has positioned itself as a beloved partner for countries worldwide, building connections that go beyond borders. Through strategic trade, cultural ties, and shared values, Malaysia has fostered relationships that bring mutual prosperity and strengthen its role on the global stage. As Malaysia looks to the future, its commitment to nurturing these bonds will keep it a vital, admired player in the world's economy and cultural exchanges. Let us have your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for joining us. If you found this information enlightening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content about cities and cultures from around the world.